Okay, so good day guys. Okay, so we will have our another method in analyzing indeterminate beams and frames. Okay, so but as of now we will only discuss indeterminate beams. Later on, I will add up on the frames. Okay, so frames portion. So now, this is the analysis of indeterminate beams and frames by slope deflection method, or also known as SDM. Okay, so these are the chapter objectives that we need to learn. So we have 4 objectives. So first, learn a stiffness method using the joint displacement, both rotations and translations as the unknowns. Okay. Then second, identify all the unknown joint displacements and the associated degree of kinematic indeterminacy. Okay. So third, establish the slope deflection equations, which will be known later, of individual members or individual segments of the beam. And lastly is to set up the equilibrium equation such that the unknown displacements can be solved. Okay, so more on displacements guys, no? Ang ato ang ikuan from discuss later. More on rotations guys, no? Slopes. Okay, so you have that theta, no? Rotation as theta, then translation is the delta. Now if we have a yielding supports. Okay, so introduction. So the SDM, or slope deflection method, is a procedure for analyzing indeterminate beams and frames. It is known as displacement method since equilibrium equations which are used in the analysis are expressed in terms of unknown joint displacements. Okay, so this is the displacement method guys. So last time sa ato ang method, no, sa method of least work na to, so that is known as the force method, right? So force method. So unsay kalayan guys, so gitawag tong force method tong katong method of least work since, di ba, natay mga redundant, ang atong mga redundant dito is sometimes the reaction, no, sa mga reaction. Okay, so reaction sa atong beams. So di ba ang makuha dito is force. Okay, so mo man ta makuha dito force. So dali guys, expect in the displacement method ang atong makuha is either rotation or kaning displacement, okay, or delta. Okay, so slope deflection method is important because it introduces the student to the stiffness method of analysis. So mao pa na siya other term guys. Stiffness method or displacement method is almost the same. So this method is the basis of many general purpose computer programs for analyzing all types of structures such as beams, trusses, shells, and so forth. So in addition, moment distribution, a commonly used hand method for analyzing beams and frames rapidly, is also based on stiffness formulation. So later guys, ma-discuss na po natin ng moment distribution method or MDM. Okay, so usually pag mauman ang SDM, MDM gina siya. So in the slope deflection method, an expression called slope deflection equation. So nataan ni guys. So dili ta makasolve sa SDM kung wala ni, no, si slope deflection equation, which will be introduced later. So it's used to relate the moment at each end of a member, both to the end displacements of the member and to the loads applied to the member between its ends. End displacements of a member can include both rotation and translation perpendicular to the member's longitudinal axis. Okay. So, The SDM was presented by Professor G.A. Manet in 1915 as a general method to use in the analysis of rigid joint structures. So the following fundamental equations are derived by means of moment area theorem. So hopefully madiskuan ninyo ni guys. Hopefully inyuhan ni siyang ma-recall. Okay? So recall ninyo na guys. So thus, these equations consider deformation caused by bending but neglect that due to shear and axial force. Though not totally guys no na makuan din siya, not totally gini na ma-neglect ning shear o axial. Because later apil magapon na siya sa analysis. Pero ang gina-emphasize na niya dali sa SDM guys is more on bending moment. Okay, so makita na to later sa tong solution na ang iyahang concern is more on the bending moment equation. So since the effect of axial force and shear deformation on stress analysis of most indeterminate beams and frames is very small, so mo to iyahang gineglect. Okay, basta mo yung kag beams man god, so more on bending kina siya. So the error that results from using this equation as a basis for the slope deflection method of analysis is also very small. So this is the main concept guys of slope deflection. So the fundamental slope deflection equation is an expression for the moment on the end of a member in terms of four quantities. Okay, so mo na guys take note of this expression of moment. Okay, at the end, specifically at the ends of the member. Okay, so ang member na iyang ginamin dali guys is segment, no? Karang segment ni siya. So later ma-discuss mo na siya. So what are the four quantities guys? So first is the rotation of the tangent. Okay, so ato na ma-discuss niya guys unsa na siya. Ako lay paila-ila kinsa na si rotation of the tangent at each end of the elastic curve of the member. Then rotation of the chord. So kanina so lahi na sila guys, no? Lahi na sila. Then the external loads. Okay, so mao na sila mga basis later no sa pag-analyze using the slope deflection equation. Okay, so makita natin na niya sa equation. Okay, so say you have this beam guys na there is a figure A, kani siya, figure A. So, beam, indeterminate beam, no, because you have these supports at A, B, and say this is C, no. So any given load, then delta A, this is the original beam, no, original position of the beam kanang straight guys. Then nagsettle siya, nagsettle ang imuhang support with this corresponding settlement delta A and delta B. Okay, so A is the continuous beam whose supports settle under the load. Okay, sa B guys, kaning figure B, makita niyo ang free body diagram of member AB. So pag once atong i-cut na dala guys, then we have this moment and shear. Okay, at A and B respectively. Then sa C guys, makita na dala ang moment curve plotted by parts. Okay, so using by parts na guys. So say naka na moment MA and MB. Okay, so kana. But the most important thing guys is kaning sa letter D na figure, which is the deformations of member AB plotted to an exaggerated vertical scale. Okay, so ang pasabatan na guys is kani siya na portion dali sa beam, kaning AB guys, gi-magnify na siya. No, so gi-magnify na siya dali. So mao na nila karon guys, no, ano dali si A, delta A, then mo to si delta B. Okay? So gi-exaggerate niya na guys para ma-emphasize ang elastic curve, which is kani. Okay, so this is the elastic curve. Ano siya? Okay, then you have this tangent line guys. Okay, so this is your tangent line. Now tangent to this curve. Okay, so kung monitor mo ang kuan guys. Okay, so kanina siya na tangent line guys, kanina tangent line is tangent to this curve. Okay, so kana tangent to that curve. And also at B na siya guys ha. Then with respect to A, so tangent na siya sa kana mo na tangent line nimo, so tangent na siya diri. Okay, so tangent na siya diri na curve. Okay. So if you have that tangent line guys, then if you will create a horizontal line there, and this is your tangent line, then that angle between this kani siya na angle guys is your delta B. Okay, and delta B is the rotation of the tangent. Okay, rotation of the tangent. The same with A guys, so kung monitor mo ang tangent line, then kung magbuhat ka dala horizontal line, then that angle there is delta A. Okay, so rotation of the tangent na siya. How about katong rotation of the chord? Okay, so rotation of the chord guys is ano yung chord. Okay, so from ang chord guys is connected from point A to point B. Okay, so kana siya, mali siya ang chord. Then again, if you will create a horizontal line there, then that angle between the horizontal and the chord is ano siya guys, so psi na psi AB, tinidor sa kan. And also with the horizontal line, then that angle there is your AB, no? Psi AB. Okay? So mao na siya guys ang mga kuan. So di na nako i-kuan i-derive kayo jud og complicated kay for sure dili man po kayo siya gamit. Okay? So ako lang tong gi-introduce sa inyo. So now, it is convenient in the application of this equation to use the following sign convention. So importante ni guys. Okay, so importante ang sign convention ha. So first, moments. Okay, so moments acting on the ends of the member are positive. Okay, positive when clockwise. Okay, so take note of that na. So pag clockwise, okay, so clockwise moment, positive. So pasabot, counterclockwise moment is negative. Okay, so let theta or the rotation of the tangent to the elastic curve at the end of a member referred to the original direction of the member. So the angle theta is positive when the tangent to the elastic curve was rotated clockwise from the original direction. Okay, so halos same lang sila sa moment guys, na pag clockwise ang rotation sa imuhang theta, then positive. Then how about for the psi, no, or katong rotation of the chord joining the ends of elastic curve referred to the original direction of the member. So the angle psi is positive when the chord of the elastic curve was rotated clockwise, no? So same lang gyapon guys. No, so if angle phi ay psi rather is rotated clockwise, then positive gyapon. Okay? So mo na yung timan-an sa SDM guys. Clockwise, positive yun. Okay? Okay, so this is the slope deflection equation guys. So kanay siya. Timan-an yun na, kay gamit kay na siya. So dili masolve ang SDM kung wala ni. Okay, so di na ako i-derive guys sa kay mura complicated gamay ang derivation. So at least lang makita na to na inani ang pagplastar. So M and F, so ang pasabot aning M and F guys is the moment near and far. So ang N dala guys ang N dala guys is denoted as near. Okay, ang F is far. So ako unya na ako explain na guys sa kuan sa example. Okay. So basta moment na siya guys, moment. Then 2EI over L. So constant guys na mga value 2. Then kaning is the modulus of elasticity. And then I is the moment of inertia of the member. So mag-vary ni siya guys. So depende man na sa given. Kung I lang, kung 2I, 3I. Then L is the length of the member or the segment. Then 2 theta n. Okay, so the rotation at near. Okay, so katong sa A ganina guys. No, so to lang to. Sige daw, to recall lang gamay. So kung monitor mo ang elastic curve, so kung monitor mo ang A, di ba? Kana, di ba, natoy tangent, then itong theta A. So ana. Okay, so recall lang ninyo itong drawing kaganina, no? Kung asan ako explain tong slope. Okay, so 2 theta n or sa near plus theta f sa far. Okay, so the rotation of the tangent guys on the near end of the elastic curve of the member. Then minus psi and f. Okay, or this is the rotation of the chord joining the near and far ends of the elastic curve. Okay, so 'di ba katong chord makreate man to siya by joining the near, no? So tong near and then katong sa far. Okay, katong sa far dala sa AB. Okay? So this is the equation guys for psi AB. So this is in terms of the settlement. Okay? So that is in terms of settlement. So muna ang formula guys is delta B minus delta A over L. Or pasabot ana guys, if this is N, no? Ana gana guys, psi NF, no, in general guys, NF is equal to delta F minus delta near then over L. Okay, so kana siya guys. So kung wala settlement guys, kung dili mag-yield ang support, then 0, no? So pwede na nimo siya i-cancel out kana si minus 3 psi NF. And lastly, so plus nimo ang FEM guys. Okay, so FEM is the fixed end moments sa near and sa far. Okay, so pwede pa na baliktad niya guys, FEM far or near. So later nakuha pa na siyang ma-explain sa example. Okay, so mao na nitong ginaingon ka ganina guys, katong kanigod sa concept, no? To sa basic concept niya kaganina. Nakatong si DAP na ay 4 quantities, di ba, sa slope deflection equation. So rotation of the tangent katong theta, no, di ba? Makita na to tunay theta, guys. Then makita mo na to tong rotation of the chord katong psi, di ba? Nakita na to. Then ang external loads, guys, kani external loads is dito na siya ma-take account sa FEM. Okay? So mao na siya ang mga basic concepts guys sa slope deflection equation. Okay. So now we have these basic steps guys sa SDM. So kung ano lang i-summarize, no? Para naamoy steps ba na i-follow. Okay? First one is to identify all unknown joint displacement. So the rotation, pang rotations ba, nabay kuan, nabay settlement, no, nabay delta. So inyo na nang i-plaster daan. Okay? Then in order for you to establish the number of unknowns. Okay, dala man nato makita guys kung pinaka number of unknowns. Then second, use the slope deflection equation to express all member and moments in terms of the joint rotations and the applied load. So kato in terms of theta, in terms of psi, and ang imuhang FEM. So imuha na i-plaster dito. Okay? Then third one, at each joint except fixed support, write the moment equilibrium equation which states that the sum of the joints applied by the members framing into the joint is equal to 0. Okay, so ako lang na-explain na niya guys. Mas dali ni siya timan-an guys kaning step 3 as the joint condition. Mas dali na siya. Joint condition. Okay? So, joint condition na guys ang number 3. Or napoy banda guys ginahimo is the equilibrium condition. No, ginatawag pa na nila og equilibrium condition. Okay? So at an equilibrium equation at fixed support, it reduces to the identity 0 is equal to 0, so useless na siya guys. So mo nang kung fixed support ang isa ka joint, then pwede na nimo ay lang butang yung moment guys. Okay. Kuan man na siya dala. 0 man. Okay. So supplies no information. So the number of equilibrium equations must equal to the number of unknown displacement. So kana dapat guys man-an nga na. So dari sa joint condition guys, dara na mo magbuog equation, no? Dara na mo magbuog equilibrium equation for you to determine the displacement. Okay? Katong theta. Okay? Then as sign convention, so ako lang ibalik guys. Inapil man siya sa step. So again, clockwise moment, positive. No? Then moment of the S is unknown, it must be clockwise on the end of the member. Okay, so take note of this guys. So the moment applied by a member to a joint is always equal. Okay, so dapat equal in value but opposite in direction. Sige lang, ito ni makita niya guys sa tuang example. Okay. Along acting at the end of the member. So if the magnitude and direction of the moment on the end of the member are known, they are shown in the actual direction. So number 4, so substitute the expressions for moments as a function of displacement, which will be seen sa step 2, into the equilibrium equations in step 3, and solve for the unknown displacements. Okay? So pasabot guys, dali sa number 4, kung makakuha na ka atong theta sa step 3, then substitute na lang nimo na dito sa mga moment equations kato na ay near or far guys. Okay, so para makuha nimo ang moment. Okay? And lastly, number 5 is substitute the values of the displacement in step 4 into the expressions of member and moment in step 2 to establish the value of moment and moments. Okay, so once the moment and moments are known, so the balance of the analysis, drawing the shear and moment curves, no? Shear moment diagram, then also the reaction. So statics na siya guys, pag ano na yun. Okay, so which is be completed by statics. Okay, so ang goal yun guys is makakuha kag displacement una, then you will get the end moments. Okay. Okay, so before we proceed guys ato example, so kuha na ang fixed end moments, so at least nala mo yung reference, but it can be seen to your reference books pod na nasa inyong manual. Okay, so kasi klase na siya na loading guys. So what if your beam is subjected with this concentrated load at the center? Okay, so mo mga fixed end moments. Negative PL over 8, negative to the left guys, then positive to the right. Okay, so PL over 8, then placing the concentrated load at any point on the beam, no? So you will be using this. Okay, nakakuan. Actually guys, this equation can also be used with reference to A. Okay, then ana guys, kung what if duha ka kuan, no, duha ka concentrated load at C, so you have this guys, uniform load guys, so negative WL squared over 12, then positive to the right, and so on. So kindly explore all of this guys. So kani siya guys, kanina mga fixed end moments good guys, kaning say parehaning sa WL squared over 12, makuha na siya using moment area method. Okay, so nani sa inyo ang theory 1 o sa strength. So inyohan na siyang kuanon i-review niyo guys no kay para ato ang makita. Dayon. Okay, kaysa basta ma-appeal sa quiz or sa exam. So try to derive these fixed end moments. Yan na pa guys, no? So subject to varying load at G. So kung asa tong kuan guys, kung asa tong load tong W, then negative W L squared over 20, then 30, no? So 30 tong sa 0 guys na part. So triangular, then you have this 96 kana. Tumanin niyo na guys. Then duha ka triangle kana. So this will be your end moments. Then if there will be rotations sa inyong kuan, sa inyong tawag ni sa inyong beam, then you'll be using this. Pero rare lang kayo sa ato guys na magamit. Okay, so let us proceed sa ato ang example guys. So our task is to compute the reaction and draw the shear and bending moment diagram for this beam. Okay, so supports are unyielding. So na siya effect later guys. So given this beam guys, so A is fixed, then B is ruler, then C is ruler support also. Then you have this overhanging beam or portion which is a CD guys. So yapil lang ako lang siya overhang kay para dili na mangutan na what if kung na overhang. So dali lang na siya guys no. So dili kay na siya complicated. So for AB guys, for segment AB, so you have EI. Then for BC, you have 3 EI. So mag-vary na guys later. So let's proceed. Okay, so solution. So step 1. So based on step 1 na siya guys ha. Nakatong i-identify nimo ang kuan. Identify nimo mga displacements. So pwede na to i-recall kami guys. So you will be identifying the unknown joint displacements, the rotations, to establish the number of unknowns. So makita na to guys kung pila ka buok unknown pa lang. Okay, so we'll analyze theta and psi angles. So we have this at A guys. So makita na nato that rotation or theta at A is 0, no? For the reason that the support there is fixed. 'Di ba? Pag fixed support, walay rotation, no? Walay rotation na may tabo. Dapat. So, sabi guys, so there will be rotation, no? So, which is unknown, no? Wala ta kabalo kung saan na siya na rotation. So, mao na naka question mark na sila duha. Then, ang ato ang psi AB and BC is all 0. So, ngano gani? Because as stated ganina, supports are unyielding. Okay? Di ba? Gikan po na siya sa formula na katong, so ito guys, psi NF is equal to kana, so delta F, so minus delta N over L. And since unyielding, so 0, settlement. Okay? So, as we can see now guys, unsa man lang ang mga wala pay values. So, these two rotations. So, therefore, you have two unknowns. Okay? Two unknown displacement or rotation. Okay? So, two unknowns. Okay, kana guys. So for step 2, use the slope deflection equation to express all member end moments in terms of joint rotations and applied loads. So we will now using the slope deflection equation guys na nagyata ka kanina. But before that, so ato sa i-solve ang FEM guys, no? So kani mo na ni guys. So we have three segments guys sa ato ang analysis. So ang sa SDM guys is timan-an niyo kanang kuan siya support to support na pareha ni from support A to support B. So this is one segment. Okay, so segment AB. Then, kaya na po dani guys, so sabi na kay support na ruler, then you have this support at C. So you have segment BC. But sa to ang third segment guys, CD. So wala may support sa D. So this is overhang. Then this will be considered as a determinate, no? So determinate segment. So pasabot dili na nato ni kuhaan og FEM guys. Ayan na ni kuha FEM kay wala man siya pares dito sa D, no? So ang buhaton nato ano niya guys is makuha na ang moment tara directly, no? So if you have that you have that beam, kani overhanging beam, which is to keep perfect. So directly makuha na to ng moment dala guys. So nya. Okay? So makuha na to ng si moment CD. So wala kay ni siya one guys, do dili kay ni siya complicated ha. Do maka-affect ni siya sa analysis. Sige lang, kuha lang siya i-emphasize niya guys si CD. Okay? So for analyzing the fixed end moments, so first for segment AB. So this is the kuan kagayon di ba guys? So mao ni siya ang type of loading. Okay? So na-added to kana so sa 20 di ba kay wala man sa tunga. So na siya 6 dara, then na siya 4. Okay? So ano na lang. So kanang P butan nato dara 20 guys, 20 kips. So CA is 6, then CB is 4. And the length is 10. Okay? So at A guys, so sa A so mo na tang gamitan. Okay na fixed end moment. So mo na siya dali. So FEM AB. Okay? So, di ba kay FEM ito? Take note ha. FEM and F. Nama. Okay. Ang uban na ni guys, ang uban pula ni, dili NF ang gamit. Okay. IJ. Okay. So, na uban IJ ang gamit guys. Okay. So, near o far. Okay. So, near. So, doon man siya sa A. Tama. So, mo nang A ang nauna dali. Then, far. So far, ang far is B. So mo nang B dala guys. So FEMAB. Okay? At the left end. So using this equation, so substitute na guys. So negative P20, B is 4, then A is 6, then ang length is 10. Okay, so makuha ta ni guys. So keep it din guys, sorry. No, so keep lang ako nabutang. So keep it na siya kay moment man. Okay, so wala ako kabantay. So keep it na siya guys. Okay. So next. So baliktaran na ba nimo guys? So katong near sa right side na pod. So dali sa B. So FEMB, then FEMA. So far naman pod, si A na po ng far. So you'll be using this moment kana. So positive guys ha. So P substitute, then A is 6 squared, then B is 4, then L is 10. So we'll have this 28.8 kips. Okay. So, next. So manata guys, manata sa AB. So next is for BC. Okay. So this is our loading in BC. So W here is 2 keep per feet, di ba ito guys? So 2 keep per feet. Then the length is 15. So BC na guys ha. So muna ito ng BC, B, then muna ito ng C. Okay. So again, near and far. So sa left side guys, so near is B, then far is C. So negative WS squared over 12, then substitute W2, then L is 15. So we could get negative 37.5. Then sa pikas na pod guys, sa right side na pod, sa right end, so you have CB. So 2, then 15. Same value but different in sign. Okay? So importante gini guys ha. So importante gini siya guys, kani mga subscript. So ayaw dyan na siya i-rumble ha. So So stick gyud ana kana mga kana kay gamit na siya unya. Kay kung mabaliktad lang na ninyo guys, wala na no madali na ang inyong solution na. Okay? So those are our fixed end moments. Okay, so nanatatong fixed end moment guys, then we will be using the SDE, slope deflection equation. Okay, so for segment AB guys, so kanina siya. So moment near far, so AB then equal to 2EI, di ba? Kay ang AB is I lang to, EI lang to guys. So kata siya. Then over the length. Okay, so gikan na siya sa akon guys ha. Gikan na siya dali guys ha. Na equation. So 2 then kung sa to mo ang n dala guys near A man na. So dapat dali A pa na, no kay n man na. MN then apoy n dala. Okay? Then plus 2 far, no kung sa to mo far dala, so mo po na mo dali. Okay, so B po na siya. Then this is 0, no kay unyielding mo ng support. So wala na ko gapil guys. Then the FEM nato nakuha which is 19.2. Okay? Then imo lang nang i-distribute guys isa-isa, no distribute. Then kana po distribute po dira sa pikas. So we will be getting this equation. Kana. So nahimong 2 over 5 theta AEI plus 1 over 5 theta BEI minus 19.2. Okay, so para madali ang solution guys, para dili samok ning si EI. Okay, so ang imo na to guys, kana si theta AEI, imo na tong theta A prime. Okay, so butahan na to prime, okay, para dili siya magsamok-samok. The same po na guys, kung theta BEI, so imo na tong theta B prime. Then the same with C. Okay? So para ma-eliminate na nato ng EI guys na para dili siya samok. So simplifying the equation guys, so you have this equation for AB. So moment AB is given by this equation. Okay? Then buhaton na pod guys, baliktaron na pod, no? Kato na pong sa right end. So MBA na pod ka. Okay, so sa right end, diba kaya naman to yung rotation dito. So inato lang gapon guys, substitute to EI over 10, then imbis na A dali, so B na siya kay mo na may mong near dala. So B, so kung far nimo is A, so mo pa na dali. Okay, then plus the FEM 28.8, then distribute. Okay, so distribute, so you have this equation. Okay, so for MBA, so 2 over 5 theta B prime plus 1 over 5 theta A prime. Okay, so that is for AB. So for a segment guys, so dapat duha mo makuha. Okay, so baliktad NAB and MBA. Okay, so next for BC. Okay, so BC na po da guys. So for BC, so BC 2E, take note guys, natoy 3 ganina, diba? So 3I. So dali mag-reflect on 3I guys. Okay? So ayaw kalimot ato ha, kay na kung malimtan mo ng 3, wala na, mali na. Okay? So 3I, then 15. Okay, over 15 the length. Then 2 theta B na po katong near, then plus far. Then minus the FEM, negative 37.5. So kana siya guys. So distribute lang. And distribute. So you will have this MBC. So 4 over 5 theta B prime plus 2 over 5 theta prime C. Then minus 37.5. So you will have this equation. So equation 3 na ta. And baliktaron na ba guys? So MCB. So same na rin na term. So mag-vary na siya, is dari na po guys sa theta. Okay, rotation of the tangent. So 2 theta C na po, no? Okay, mo ang near dari. So mo po na siya dara. Then plus theta B. And the FEM 37.5 positive. Okay, kay sa right man na siya kanina. So therefore, halos same na equation guys. So nag-vary lang sa N og F. then also sa sine sa FEM. So that will be your equation 4. Sige, so diba napatay isa guys, so katon si CD. Okay, so sa CD guys, since diba anak ko yun na that segment is determinate segment. So ang buhatan na to dito guys para makuha na to yung moment, no? Kani take note guys, diba tanawa ang mga equations guys, these are moment equations in terms of theta, no, or the rotation. Okay, tama ba, di ba? Moment in terms of theta and also the FEM, no? So kana siya. Okay, pero ang overhang pwede naman to siya kuhaan guys, no? Okay, so di ba nakakaya na ni ato ganina kana, so 2 di ba na, so 2 keep per feet, then you have 5 feet. Okay, so what you will do is you create a moment there. Okay, so for moment CD. Okay, so moment CD. So by statics, so you have these okay, so 2 na load, then times 5, then times the moment arm. Okay, so you will get 25 keep feet. Okay, which is, take note guys, the rotation na, rotation is counterclockwise. Okay, so always take note guys, basta overhang gani cantilever beams, that will give you a negative moment. Okay, so dali guys, wala lang na nato negative kay gibutangan man nato og rotation. Okay, so basta ang rotation is counterclockwise. Okay, asa man nato ibutang ang negative, so mao na sunod pangutana, asa nato ibutang ng negative, no? Kung counterclockwise, di ba, kay ang sign convention man, ang clockwise is positive, then ang counterclockwise is negative. Okay, so asa nato na ibutang, so later na sa next slide. Okay, so that is the step 2 guys, na kato siya. Ang step 3 is katong gingon na joint conditions. Okay, so para dali siya guys, di ba naman tayo mga joint dito, katong na ay mga support. So at A ganina, our support there is fixed. So nato i-value guys, no, nagi-value to sa moment, no, nagi moment AB dito later. So mao na akong question mark dito 0 ha, kay fixed man, so nagi na rotation. So pero ang makuha na to dira guys is theta A is equal to 0. So equal pa na siya sa kuan guys ha, theta A prime, no? Okay, kung 0 ang theta A, pasabot 0 po na theta A prime. Okay, so gamit pa ni siya guys, no, gamit ni siya, gamit na siya unya pag substitute nato dito sa other joints. Okay, so mano siya sa joint A. So next is sa joint B. So sa joint B guys, so muna ako ang makuha na equation. So this will be our equation. So moment, so di ba ano man to guys? So nakay kuan dira, kung mao na tayo mo kuan joint B. Okay, so kung mao na yung joint B, then you have that moment there, left and right. Okay, so this is moment BA, and this right side is si moment BC. Okay, so ang giingon di ba kaganina guys, dapat kanina mga moment is equal to 0. Okay, so ato ang balikan tong steps guys, tara. So at this joint, write the moment. Okay, write the moment equilibrium. Okay, so write the moment equilibrium equation, which states that the sum, okay, so guys the sum of the moments applied by the members framing into the joint equals 0. Okay, so mo na siya guys na statement. Okay, so we'll write the moment equilibrium, sum of the sum of the two moment moment, which is equal to 0. Okay, so mo to siya ang kuan, mo to siya ang concept dito na part guys. Okay, So moment BA plus moment BC is equal to 0. So what you will do now is substitute the value or the equation of MBA, no, from step 2. Okay, so from step 2. Tanaw na to, guys. Okay, so from step 2, guys. So MBA kani. And also MBC kani siya. Okay, so makita natin na dito later. Kani, guys, kani. Mo na ni siya. So this is MBA, then plus this is MBC, which is equal to 0. Okay? So ang buhaton na to ana, guys, is ato na lang i-simplify, no? Simplify lang na to. So since theta A is 0, so this is 0. Okay, so cancel this out. So 0 na siya. So you have like terms, no? Theta B prime kani si 2/5 theta B prime and si 4/5 theta B prime. So imo nang i-add, so makuha na to, guys, is 6/5 theta B prime. Okay? Then isa lang na siya si theta C prime, so ito as is plus 2/5 theta C prime. Then add up the FEM, si 28.8 minus 37.5. So ang makuha niya, guys, is negative 8.7. So ato man nang i-transpose dito sa PCAS. So mo na ma-positive dire. So 8.7. So that will be our equation 5. Okay? Then lastly is at joint C. Okay, so at joint C. The same with B, guys. Then kana. So this is joint C. Then again, you have this moment at the left, which is the moment CB, and sa PCAS side is moment CD. Okay? So moment CB, so namantana, 'di ba ganina, no, from our step 2, from CB, no, equation 4, and ito ra sa CD, guys. So dali na ako to explain. Okay, so for CB, mo ni. So 4/5 theta prime C, then plus 2/5 theta prime B, plus 37.5 katong FEM. So dari na to mo sink in, guys, katong ingon ako ganina na negative moment katong due to the cantilever beam, no, katong sa CD. So tora na, guys. So negative 25. So dara nimo i-reflect. Okay? 'Di ba kay counterclockwise man to siya. So the sign convention is positive clockwise. So counterclockwise, so mo nang negative. So negative 25. Okay? So sabta na pa ta na mo na siya. Kay basig matingala kay dari, basig matingala ang value dari is positive, di ba? Positive 25, pero ako ang gibutangan nag-rotation, guys, no? Counterclockwise. So dapat pag abot na dari sa kuan sa joint condition, mag-negative na siya, no? Due to the counterclockwise rotation. Okay? So, dara mo sink in, dali mo sulod ang kuan, guys, ang overhang. Okay? So, dara. So, again, simplify the same with what you have done sa joint B. So, simplifying the equation, guys, so you will get this equation 6. Okay, so from joint C. Okay, now, recalling, no, sa step 1, 'di ba kagayon na sa step 1, guys. Okay, so sa step 1 nakita na to ganina that we have two unknowns, no, which is the theta B and theta C. So dapat dito sa joint equations, guys, or sa joint condition, dapat makadbuo pug kag duha ka equation. Okay? So which is tama, no, kay duha man nato nabuo dere. So which is the equation 5, no, and equation 6. So therefore we have two equations. You have two equations and two unknowns. Okay? So diba dalawa naka in terms of theta prime B and naka theta prime C. Okay? So kana siya, guys. Then solving equations 5 and 6 simultaneously, then we will get this values theta prime b 14.95, then theta prime c which is negative 23.1. So dala lang gina negative sign guys, positive and negative sign. So kung pangutanon mo guys, pangutanon mo kung what is the rotation at b, dili pa nimo ang final answer ha. No, kay take note ang imong theta prime b is equal ba siya sa EI. Take note, that is equal to EI theta B. Okay? So, para makuha ang rotation of the tangent, guys, dapat theta B is equal to theta prime B over EI. Okay? So, kana. The same with C. Okay? So, the same with C, guys. Theta prime C is equal to EI theta C. Okay? So, i-divide lang og EI, guys. No? I-divide lang ng EI. So, pahit na siya. Though, kanina mga values, guys, mo na itong gamiton sa analysis. Kay, take note, ang moment ba ya is naka-intern sa mga prime. No? So, naka-intern sa mga prime. Kana. Tura. Naka-intern sa theta prime B o theta prime C. Okay? So, base lang, mapangutanan mo what is the rotation no, on that point. So, kata. Then, unsay buhaton guys, then proceed ta sa step 4. Okay, so sa step 4, so hence substituting back in the end moment expressions in step 2, then di ba mo na to nakuha guys, yung kanina, mo na to nakuha ng mga rotation. So, i-substitute nimo na dito guys sa equation sa katong AB, sa MBA, sa MCB o sa CD or dari guys kani dari. Okay, so dari nimo na i-substitute. Okay, so pareha ni, so A is 0 man na, no, makancel out na siya. Then katong si theta B, no, katong 14 ato di ba, 14.95. So substitute na dia guys. Then minus 19.2. So makuha nimo tong value sa MA dali. So i-verify na ninyo no. Kamo na mag-verify ana guys. Kung mag-coincide ba na dito sa ato ang answer kana. So dapat ang makuha niyo guys is negative 16.21. Then for BA, so 34.78. Then for BC, negative 34.78. Then for CB, so dapat 25. Keep fit. Okay? So, makita nimo guys, di ba? Makita nimo that, di ba, nakakay condition ka ganina? Tama? Sa, say, joint B. Di ba? Nakakay condition dala sa joint B. Makita nimo that MBA, so MBA is positive, di ba guys? So, positive. So, 34.78. Then, BC is negative 34. Okay. So, muna nitong concept guys na gidiscuss sa step 4 kaganina na dapat ang moment sa isa ka joint no, na dapat ang moment sa isa ka joint is the same value, tama? No, same value sila guys, no? Same quantity, 34.78. But different in direction, no? Kay positive man then ang isa negative. Okay? Ngano man na siya, tungod po na siya sa imuhang equilibrium equation dari, no, sa joint B kani guys. Kana. Okay? So dapat mag-zero man gid, no, dapat mag-zero ginadala. Okay? So kana siya guys. Okay, so you have to verify this. Nang pareha ni guys sa CB. Sa CB 25. 'Di ba ang CD is negative yato, 'di ba? Kay counterclockwise man to. Negative. Keep it. Okay? So sa step 5 guys is the remaining results can be computed by statics. or theory 1. Then draw the VM diagram. But I will give you an idea no kung saan pag analyze na para makuha ang reaction. Then afterwards i-draw na niyo shear moment diagram. Okay, so this will be your assignment ha. So ang assignment niyo guys is you will rewrite this example, rewrite from the beginning until sa BM diagram, no, sa shear moment diagram. So you can write it down sa notebook ninyo or sa A4. So gusto na ko siya i-rewrite para for retention, no, para ma-retain sa inyong mind ano na inana na. So hopefully dili lang yun magsulat na for the sense na mag-comply. Okay, so gusto na ko na mag-study jud, no, kay mao na ko ang gusto mahitabo guys. Ano, gusto na ko mahitabo is ang mga ginapabuhat na ko sa inyo is not for compliance only, no, kundi magtuon jud, no, kailangan magtuon jud guys kay isipon ninyo na online beta, no. So kung dili mo magtuon, so pasabot murag inyong sarili ra pod ang inyong ginabinuangan, no. So kailangan mo magtuon kay theory 2 biya ni magamit biya ni guys antud sa design na subject. Okay, so mo na inyo naon na kung dili mo mag-study for compliance lang tanan, kamo ra binuangan na ninyo yung sarili inyong mga nagpaskwela sa inyo. Okay, so nana mura na nyo gi-cheat ang inyong sarili. Okay, so gusto na ko na makatuon jud so dili pwede na compliance nang guys na kanang tungod magsulat lang dayon, dili pwede na dapat magtuon jud, no, kay self directed ba ni na learning guys, no. So nag-effort lang po jud ko na magkuan na mag-video, no, kay para namoy reference, no. Okay, so much for that is sige ato ang tudlan ta mo guys kung saon ni mga pagkuha sa reaction. Okay, so ang buhaton niyo guys is by segment gyapon, no. So pareha ni guys for segment AB. So you have this segment AB. So igawas na po nimo, i-apply na nimo ang kuan guys, ang load na 20 kips. Okay? So di ba ang nakuha nimo sa AB is kanang 16.21. So di ba nakuha nimo sa AB is negative 16.21. So take note, negative guys. So dapat pag abot ana dito sa beam, ang kanang negative sign ayon na nadala, no, mahimo na siyang positive, mao na siya na positive 16.21. Pero ang moingon na ng negative guys is the rotation. Okay, so counterclockwise, di ba? Kaya ang sign convention na to is counterclockwise negative, clockwise positive. Okay? So ayan nadala ang negative sign. Ang mag-indicate na sa negative sign is the rotation. Okay? The same with BA guys, no? Same with BA. So positive siya, 34.78. So expect that your rotation here is clockwise. Okay? So muna siya guys. Muna siya ng clockwise. Then for BC. For BC, okay, tara, negative na po guys. So pag abot na dito sa kuan, pag abot na dali sa beam, so counterclockwise. Okay, so na-counterclockwise na siya. So 34.78. Okay? So ayun na dala negative sign, ang mag-indicate sa sign is the rotation. Then so CB, so positive siya guys. So pag abot na dali is clockwise. Okay? Then sa overhang ganyan na guys, di ba? Negative man to, clockwise. So muna siya dali. Clockwise CD. Okay? So 25 keep it. So unsaon nimo ang kuan? Unsaon nimo ang reaction karon? Okay? So for sure dili lang na moment na nadali guys, di ba? Di ba naman na siya AY dala. No? May AY, then naanay AX, pero AX is 0, no, since we don't have horizontal loading. So 0 na siya dala. Then kani guys, dari sa AB, ang makuha nimo dala una guys is dili BY directly ha, BYL. Okay? So ang maunang arrow nako guys is painana lang. painana, then inana. Okay, pasabot sa left side. Okay, so BYL. So, by segment ang pag-analyze guys ha. No, so nahon nimo ang AB. So, say for AB. Say for AB. So, unsay imong buhaton? So, summation of moment at A. At A is equal to 0. So, makuha nimo dala for sure is BYL. Okay? Kung kag BYL dala, then summation of forces, Y na pod, para makuha nimo ang is equal to 0, para makuha nimo ang AY. Okay? So, ana guys, so, per segment lang guys, no? Per segment ang pag-analyze. So, pag umani mo sa AB guys, then, proceed ka sa BC na pod. Okay? Dali na po ka. So, for BC. Okay? So, dali sa BC guys, so, again, you have this ruler support at BNC. Ang makuha nimo dali sa B is ana na pod kay ana imong araw. So makuha nimo dala sa BC is BYR or right. Okay? So BYR. The same with C. No, kay napaman kay isa ka pares dito sa CD. So ang makuha nimo dali guys kana is CYL. Okay? Sa left side na pod. Okay? So for sure nanay pares dali isa sa CD. Sa CD guys. Sa CYR sa right. Okay, so para makuha gyud ang BY guys, so ang buhaton lang is kana wala si BY nimo. Okay, so si BY para makuha gyud na siya. So BYL plus BYR. Okay? Then the same po dali guys sa C, sa CY. To get CY, so you must get CYL plus CYR. Okay? So, ano lang guys. So, segment na po. Pag segment mo sa BC, pwede ka moment sa B or sa C. Depende sa imo. So, say sa B. So, pag moment mo diyan sa B, makuha mo CYL for sure. Submission of forces, Y na po. Para makuha mo si BYR. Okay? Pag naman sa BC, dali na po. For CD na po. For CD. For sure sa CD, submission of forces, Y lang ka. Equal to 0 para makuha mo si CYR. Okay? So, ano lang guys, no? Inana lang ang reaction. So, statics na good. No? Statics na siya overall. Okay? Then, pag makuha ng reaction, then for sure, shear and moment diagram will follow.